Alright, we are back for round 3 on the play again, and with a mulligan again. Alright. I'm gonna keep that. If we can hit a green on turn 2, this hand is completely insane. We have 2 lands, we cannot really go down to 5 anyways. Deck has been punishing me quite a lot in in the last couple games. I guess this happens. It always feels a little bit bad when you have what could be qualified as a completely sick deck with full of great cards, bombers, great curve, great mana base, and you just get beaten down by your draws. But it definitely happens. It definitely happens. Sometimes you just mess up a couple things, but here, I don't know. I mean, my main deck is not even super greedy. It's 17 lands, 10-7, which makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, alright. And when you have that many double black and no double green, I think 10-7 is definitely the right way to build your mana base. Here I'm, getting punished for not having green, but I highly doubt it's, a misbuild or anything like that. Daring Demolition. We need to kill something. Not sure if it should be the Ibex or the Chief. The Chief had as much power as the Ibex, I guess, once it's bigger. And it's an artifact they can tap off the dock hand. So I guess I want to tap the array and start drawing cards. It's annoying, but at least it's gonna give me a bit of time to maybe develop and do stuff. Or not. Alright, so my opponent just drew a card here. Not sure if they will attack or not here. I think if they have a creature, they should attack and play the creature and just make me die next turn, potentially. They just need 3 more power and I'm dead if I don't have anything. Well, I'm dead no matter what because they can tap a creature. So unless I have a Revolt, which if I had I would have cast already most likely, I'm probably dead. Swooper doesn't kill me, I guess. Alright, so we can start casting stuff. The thing is, they will tap whatever I cast end of turn, then attack me for 5 down to 2. So I'm more on the camp on, fighting till the end, especially in the PTQ, and give the best and never concede until it's over. But there's no way we are not dying here. And letting the opponent know we are playing green is actually more harmful than anything. So I think I'm just gonna concede. Not a ton we could have done here. Yeah. Was there a way to come back? I play Constrictor, they tap Constrictor, I top deck Array, I play Rishkar boosting both creature, I tap something, they tap a creature end of turn, tap a creature during their turn. And yeah, no. Even with Array, which was probably the best top deck in my entire deck, I could not come back. And I don't think letting them know I play green is that great of an idea. Alright, so same thing, obsolescence is coming in. So I guess I showed one flyer. Blue-white tends to have a decent amount of flyers, so I might just play an elite over Strangler. And I think I'm gonna cut a swamp. Don't see anything from the artifact being especially good. Given that I saw only one flyer, I don't really want both elite, I don't think so. There's really a slight tension here between playing 16 and 17 lands. I think it's close, I don't think it changed a ton. It might be right to just main deck the obsolescence. It might be right to play 17 lands every time, but I feel like, again, because once you start having a couple bad draws in a row like that, you start thinking, well, maybe I've done something wrong, maybe my deck is not well built. But when I look at my deck, when I look at my options, when I look at what I have, even though the draws were bad, I think it's just bad luck, and I think I'm pretty happy with how I built and sideboarded this deck so far. So, yeah. I mean, it's important to be able to, you know, think about what you could have done wrong and try to get better and make less errors. But here, I don't think the issues we had were linked with deck building mistakes. So I could sack any of the implements. I'm gonna go with the green implements because first, if I draw my Gifted Aetherborn, it's better to play that than Implement of Malice. Second, sacrificing that plays better around Impeccable Timing, which is the white 3 damage removal spell, and I think, even though it's pretty marginal, playing around that is slightly better. Also, I think I'd rather play Puzzle Knot over Implement right here. Okay, drawing green is pretty good. So Midnight Oil gives you inevitability. Between this and the 2 artifacts, we have great card advantage. We just need to make sure we don't die this game, mostly. I almost turned it off auto yield because I think playing around Revolt makes sense. And for this reason, you probably want a natural obsolescence during your turn because it's what I'm gonna end up doing. I don't think it's gonna matter here, but I'm pretty sure using that during my turn would have been slightly better. However, the opponent not knowing that this is gonna... I mean, they probably know that something's up because I did not sack the implement. Since it shuffles, it doesn't play too badly into the +2/+2 indestructible trick, so there is that. I think it's kinda close. I think playing it during your turn is slightly better, though. Silk Weaver Elite was a good draw, as it's gonna cycle and be able to block the swooper. Playing squad is more efficient right here, but because of reach and because of the swooper, we'd just rather be slightly less efficient and play the elite. In general, you obviously want to be as efficient as you can be with your mana, but here I think it's one of the cases where you'd rather just play the other card pretty clearly. Alright. In general, Midnight Oil is a card where you want to drop everything in your hand and then drop the Midnight Oil. It's true with a lot of um, card draw spells, but especially with Midnight Oil. Alright, Herald. Two options now. Drop Herald or Daring Demolition, swing for 5. I think I like the Herald play slightly more. We get to eat a card no matter what. Even if they have a Fumigate, we still have great tools in hand. Yeah. Just feels like the better option. Rebuke, yep. If they attack with Mastodon, what do I do? Taking 4 seems pretty bad. Again, I have inevitability, so I think the way I lose this game is if I take unnecessary damage and if I am a little bit too reckless. Blocking with Herald is pretty bad because then they can trade a pump spell with Herald. If they attack with Mastodon, I might just double block with the green creatures. If they use a pump spell or a removal, I don't really care a lot. I get 2 for 1, but I keep my Herald, which is much more important. Yeah, they might just not attack, but I think they could want to attack or at least bluff something. And I think we want to double block with the green creatures, that is. Down Feather Eagle. So I guess they get to deal 5 with the Mastodon. Nothing we can do about that. So what I'm going to do this turn is most likely Daring Demolition plus sack, puzzle not to draw a card or to kill the Swooper. I feel like I just want to demolish the Eagle. And I can still, again, double block the Mastodon. I'm not under a lot of pressure. A chump block, okay. I did not expect that. I'm fine, I guess it buys them more time. But I think that's completely acceptable. I guess there's an argument to sack puzzle not first, so they cannot chump block, but I honestly think I don't really mind them chump blocking here. Also means I can keep the -2 ability available during blocks this turn, if necessary. If they do somehow have a Fumigate in their deck, Snare Thopter. Alright, well, sure. Then I'm glad they chump block and I did not -2 the thing. I don't think they have any good attack here. The Mastodon should not attack. I think I'm just gonna kill that. I could trade with the Elite, but I feel like I'd rather have the Elite onto the battlefield. Are. Okay, they conceded. Yeah. Each time I cast Herald so far, it won the game. Alright. So they definitely have a little bit more flyers than I thought. Artifact Removal looks great in this matchup. Maybe I want another Elite. It's pretty good at blocking the stupid 1-2 as well as the Snare Thopter. And both are kinda annoying otherwise. And maybe I just got Puzzle Knot on the draw. I think that's fine. Less artifact for my improvised card, but I don't think it's too bad. Alright. Again, checking a little bit more than I usually do, just make sure there's nothing that I forgot that could be great somehow. But I don't think so. I mean, if you're playing in an important tournament or something that you care about, which is the case here, I mean, you have 2 minutes. You might as well take 30 more seconds and just make sure you did not forget anything. 90% of the time it's just gonna be, well, there was nothing. But sometimes, you know, there's something you might have not thought about. Alright. Looks like we'll get to mulligan again. I'll keep that. Hand is very risky, but I don't think I can. I mean, the opponent mulligan too. That being said, if there's a green, I mean, any land on the top 2 cards, I'm very fine. Even though I have a couple very costly creatures. Yeah. I've been drawing a lot of one-landers so far in this event. I think I mulligan more than half of the time. They put a card on top, we'll put a card on bottom. Swamp is great. And by great I mean extremely great. The good news is that with what we just drew and what we have, we can play a decent amount of cards from our deck. And if we just draw lands, we are happy to. So, Thopter arrest my Druid, that's super aggressive. Okay. I mean, I mulliganed, but my opponent has, right now, they have absolutely no reason to believe I'm short on lands, and I'm actually not short on lands. And last game I played a Herald of Anguish that they just could not beat. And this is sealed, this is not draft. And they don't have a ton of pressure. This plays, like, even if they have nothing else to do, this play feels extremely bad and wrong to do. Like, you'd rather just, if your fear is me ramping into something strong, you'd rather just remove the strong thing I'm gonna ramp into. That is extremely weird. I mean, it might kind of work out for them here, as I could have used the mana. But this play again feels very wrong to me. Kinda clunky that we mostly drew forest despite having more swamp in the deck. Nothing we can do. I mean, I could sack the implement, but it means I don't have improvise anymore for my 7-drop, and it means I'm boosting one of their creature, which is awful. Down to 14 here. If I can draw Swamp next turn, I think I'm still in a very decent spot, especially since they used their probably only removal in the deck that could deal with Herald right away. But if I don't, it's gonna be clunky. Alright, we drew it. Great. We might still be in this game. If they go down Feather Eagle, it's gonna be tough. As a sweeper, I can deal with. So what do we kill is the question. I think we want to kill the Inspector. Their card having flying doesn't matter a ton, and killing the Inspector means they are producing one less servo right now, which is less damage. I think this prevents the most damage, and we want to be preventing damage this game. They could have their counterspell. Yeah, they do have it. Oh, negate. Okay, I expected what's the name of that thing? The improvised one. The question is now, will we be able to stabilize before we die? And I think the answer might be no. 8. Because of all the servos. And the fact that I, again, don't have any sweeper in the deck. Because here we play a Herald, they discard their last card. Next turn we block the Sky Skiff and take 6 down to 4. Well, we might not be able to stabilize. But oh well, oh well. And if they have a Revolt, we just die. If they top deck the Revolt. But even if they did not top deck anything good and they have a land, I think we'll be just, yeah, a I guess Gifted Aetherborn could do the trick in theory, because it means they can't really kill us. Especially if I make it a 4-3. We will still be in pretty full spot. Yeah. If they have a land in hand and they top deck a land next turn, I think we can still win. It's gonna be really tough though. Daring Demolition. Right now I don't think this helps. So we are at 2. If we play Gifted Aetherborn as a 2-3, we die. If we make it a 3-4, we go down to 1 if they attack with everything and have nothing. So we are not dead. Because we block here, go up to 5, block another creature, take 4. They kept the card in hand, which is weird though. I'm not sure what it is. Probably a 5-drop they cannot cast, because a land you would play, because otherwise you have to discard it. I could also kill the Inspector, but then I just die. Yeah, I don't think there's any other line. Hopefully their card is just the counterspell. Looks like it might be, they are thinking here. If it is, fine. If it is, fine. Jesus, if we stabilize here and come back in this game, that'd be awesome. Yeah, looks like the improvised counterspell. If it's a hard counter, we do lose though. Okay, so let's pay and not and say yes and not no. And I need to dodge them. Even a creature, I think I can, depending on the creature, I can win. But I cannot, like, if they draw a Revolt, I just lose. Okay, okay. Come on, come on, come on! Okay, they did not tap their mana right away. They did not tap their mana right away. They are making the math I already done, maybe, which is that I don't die. Land, okay, 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 okay. We are still in this game. We are still in this game, folks. They have no good attack. Next turn I can start getting 4 life. Alright, I don't think they want to attack here, because they lose 2 creature and put me down to 1. This is not worth it. Ooh. I want them to be punished for having played the Thopter Arrest on Druid of the Cowl. I'm getting a bit excited. I hope they don't just top deck next turn and we lose. That'd be a shame. The thing is, we'll get to attack 4. We'll get to gain 4 no matter what happens. And then we can kill the Inspector too. And then even if they draw a Revolt, they can't kill us. If they attack, I'm pretty happy. They did not attack, which makes sense. So I'm pretty sure we'd rather make that bigger over killing something here, because we'll be attacking. Okay, we drew a land. Medium. So if they block with a bunch of things, great, then I probably cannot really die anymore. I don't love doing that, but I think we want to kill the Inspector, because otherwise if they top deck Revocable Edges or a card along these lines, I just lose. This is bad if they top deck a very good creature, but I don't want to be dead to a removal. So even though Inspector is very bad, I think we want to kill it here. Gleamness Crane, that's acceptable. I mean, it depends on if it finds something or not, but this seems like not the worst for us. Next turn we can drop the Fen Howler, and they did not find anything. Alright. I feel like unless they have a sick rare that they can top deck, we'll be back in this game. We are back, and we have a pretty good shot at winning, even. Okay, sure. I think this is actually fine. Yeah, we want to gain 4. And drop the Howler. We'll be at 6, so even if they top deck a Revolt, we are not dead. I feel like these games, especially this one, are much harder than they should have been, or could have been, given the deck we are playing. My opponent will need to start chump blocking soon. They cannot attack here, otherwise they die. At least not with everything. And attacking with anything other than everything is not going to be good. Well, if anything, this was however this game might end, this would have been a pretty nice final game for this short PTQ series that I hope you enjoyed. Battle at the Bridge. Alright. I guess we are attacking with everything now. So they need to block at least one creature. Most likely the Herald. Yeah, the clunky thing here is that they kind of need to sack a flying creature unless they want to block the Aetherborn, which has less power. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm gonna battle bridge the Crane. This is again bad if they top deck a big creature, but even if they top deck a big creature, I think we are winning. This means that the Fen Howler is lethal too, and this means that we don't die if they top deck Inspired Charge, because them top decking Inspired Charge and just dealing 12 next turn would be a pretty sad way to end this. So I think it's worth doing that, even though again, using a Great Removal on a bad card is not exactly where you want to be. Phew! We got there. That was intense. Not sure if my opponent could have won if they had kept the Thopter rest, because things would have won differently. I would have played my threat earlier. But still think this play was bold, if anything. Like, when you see Herald game 1, I mean game 2, and you probably have one rainbow in your entire deck that can deal with it, do you really want to use it on a 1-3 that might not be doing anything? I don't know about that. Hey, well, I'm happy I won. Because going 1-2 with this deck would have been a little bit saddening. So I still have a pretty decent shot at making it to the top 8. I think if I lose one more game it's gonna be tough because my tiebreaker are gonna be awful because I lost a game pretty early on. But it's gonna be 8 rounds, maybe a 6-2 can be good enough, but again my tiebreakers are not gonna be good. I think this deck has the power level and the consistency to go 5-0 from now on, and I think I could end up at 7-1. And I had a lot of bad draws already, so maybe I'll have some better draws next. Either way, that was the first 3 rounds of my Sunday PTQ. Thanks for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next thing that I'm going to be uploading is going to be Modern Master 2017 next Wednesday, so stay tuned. This is going to be next draft format available online. Yeah, and thanks for watching again, and see you guys for a draft.